Hey, what's going on, man? Today's video, I want to talk with you about how to deal with being cheated on. And quite honestly, my heart goes out to anybody that's been cheated on because I've been in that same position before. I'll never forget a time in my 20s when I was dating this chick that I should not have been dating. Fucking, Jesus Christ, what was I thinking? But I found out that she was cheating on me because I had to do some investigative work and I couldn't eat for days. I remember being at brunch with my family and just kind of unable to speak and unable to eat and sleep for several days at a time. I'd say that, when people ask me what the hardest thing I've ever been through in my life is, I think that I'm fortunate enough to say that it's it's cheating and breakups. That's, truly can be some of the hardest stuff that you've ever dealt with or ever been through in your life, men and women. So I'm going to talk about how to deal with being cheated on, and what to do if this happens to you. And this whole thing was kind of sparked by this video from Ravi Abuela. Some of you guys may know who this is, some of you may not. He's a very prominent figure in the online space. If you own a business, then you know that he runs Scaling with Systems. And in this video, he comes out and talks about how his fiance cheated on him. And so I left a comment on this video. I'm not sure if I can pull it up right now, but the gist of what I said in the comment section was, basically kind of piggybacking on something that Marcel had said. And what Marcel talked about was, yeah, I can't even pull up these comments, so whatever. Um, I'll just continue without it. But you can't do anything to prevent somebody from cheating on you. So that's the first thing to understand, is that there's nothing that you can do, right? If somebody's going to cheat, they are going to cheat. Uh, Something that King Dre actually said on a call that he did for My Guys one time was that cheaters cheat and it's a character flaw. Like, it's something that's in you, and it's either in you or it's not in you. Like, there's no like in between, like they have the cheater bone in their body or they don't. Someone that wasn't a cheater doesn't become a cheater, and someone that, you know what I'm saying, like that, like if you're a cheater, you're a cheater. So there's nothing you can do to prevent somebody from cheating on you. The only that And so what does that mean, right? That means that the only thing that you can do is prevent yourself from entering into a relationship with somebody that is a cheater. And what does that require, right? Because, like, there's no surefire way to do that. There's no guarantee. But the closest thing that you can get to a guarantee, because there's no guarantees in life at all. There's no guarantee that you get in your car and drive to the grocery store and you don't get T-boned, right? There's always randomness and chaos. Um, so the best thing that you can do is, have a high level of skill set in pattern recognition. And so what that is just understanding red flags. It's understanding micro signals and micro tells, being able to understand human nature and, fully identify behavioral patterns, which is a lot of work, right? Like, it takes experience, it takes time, it takes studying and reading books. So the point I'm making here is that if you've been cheated on, or if something bad has happened to you in your life, there's a mantra that I like to live by, which is, it's not my fault, but it's still my problem. And so this falls back onto the principle of extreme ownership. And the reason that extreme ownership matters so much is because when you don't take extreme ownership, you relinquish control, right? You're relinquishing control to the external. You become a victim of things outside of your control. And when you assume that, maybe it's not my fault, but it's still my problem, you embody the principle of, I'm only ever a victim of my own malfeasance. I'm only ever a victim of my own wrongdoing. And think about anything in your life. Think about anything that's ever gone bad or gone wrong or this or that, right? So you got in a car accident or something like that. Was it your fault? No. But you chose to get in the car and drive. And by getting in the car and driving, you assume the risk and you assume the responsibility. Nobody ever put a gun to your head and told you, you have to get in this car and you have to go drive, right? The same way that if you enter into a relationship and you get cheated on, nobody put a gun to your head and said, you have to date this person. It was a choice that you made, you chose, and you chose wrong, right? And so that's where you can begin to see that everything in the world, everything in the universe, nothing is ever happening to you. It's always happening for you as a byproduct and a cause and an effect of your choices. And so if everything in life is cause and effect and you're at the source, right, that means that you're basically, not God, but you're the creator, right? Like you're creating everything about your life. Everything that you have in your life, you're a victim of everything in your life, the good and the bad. I'm a victim of my success. I've created it for myself. I'm a victim of my heartbreaks and my struggles because I chose to engage in whatever those practices or activities or behaviors are. So that's it. That's the only lesson to learn if you've ever been cheated on, is that you're a victim of your own choice. You chose that person. What is there to do from there? Level up, man. Understand the game better. Learn the game deeper. Okay. Become less cheat onable, or become more picky and more discerning about who you're entering into relationships with. Look for green flags and red flags and study what those are and what that is. There's books on this shit, right? So that's it, man. Like you give yourself the power back by assuming extreme ownership, and you move forward with your head held high, and you pick yourself up because it's the only option. There's no alternative, right? The alternative is to wallow and mope and be sad, which is fine for a certain amount of time. We're all humans and we experience our emotions, but it's one life and limited time. And when you take that ownership, what you're doing is, having sympathy for yourself, first of all, self-love, but that's the highest form of self-love, is accountability, self-responsibility, and picking yourself up. That's the most loving thing that you can do for yourself. And so, anyways, boys, hopefully that's helpful. If any of you guys have, been cheated on, or if you're going through a breakup or struggling with a relationship, reach out to me. I've been there myself. I've walked in the same exact shoes, and I may not have all the answers for you, but I can attempt to point you in the right direction, or even just offer a listening ear. So click the link below this video. It's going to take you to my school community. You can do a free trial. And if you want me and my team to help you to level up your social positioning in your city, we run Instagram ads and host exclusive events as a system to do that. So click the links that are below this video. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, because I love talking about relationships. I love talking about networking, and I love talking about self-improvement and, all the things that as men we are required to understand if we want to be successful. It's not required by the world, right? It's required by ourselves. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.